All right, this is KaotiK Crypto, where tyranny is defied. We got October 30th, 2023, day before Halloween. We are getting a little bit of, pullback. I want to call it a pullback. Crypto Banter's been calling it a bullback. But it's just basically just hitting some resistance at this previous line. I guess it's previous support from, when our bear market started. These were the lows that were created before our big collapses of Voyager and Celsius and FTX. So basically breaking above this level to me signifies we are, pretty much in a bull market. So it's pretty much, we're just trying to break into this range while being supported by our previous, if this thing will work with me a little bit, by our previous support here. There is some other support as well here. This is the previous bull market support from these two peaks. Some people call it the two peaks. Forget what they call it. It's like two peaks in a dome, three peaks in a domed house, something like that. Anyway, I think Kevin Svensson or one of those other technical analysis YouTubers is talking about it. Anyway, we're just basically trying to get above this line. If we can get above this line, we'll be looking a lot better. But it may take a little bit more effort. We may have to come back down to about 30, 31K and then bull up. But we could break up sooner than later to the 38 to 40K level that I've been sort of really looking for. And that would be normal. If we break up first, though, we're actually probably likely going to have a higher retracement, which would be fine. We may even come back, and it would be pretty rough. It's something you have to be prepared for. I think a 20K retest is almost out of the question at this point. It's not impossible, especially if the stock market continues its kind of fall. The stock market looks terrible. It looks very similar to 07, 08. I was talking to people I work with today about it. But yeah, we do have to understand that what could happen is we can come down to 25 to 30K again, regardless of what happens right now. Not popular. It would probably happen after Christmas, probably around January, February, before the halving, for everyone to come, probably the corporate people and Wall Street to come back in and try to buy more. It's not out of the question, but yeah, we could bull up pretty hard here. So just be on the lookout, but also the stock market looks terrible. Let's take a look at the stock market real quick. And we want to look at the Dow Jones. It just looks bad. Yeah, I think it did have a little pump, but we're below a lot of resistance lines. If this is on the daily, just we're below some of these support bands, and we could come back down. Just some of these pandemic levels. It just doesn't look great. It doesn't look great. Let's see what else we got here with the NASDAQ. Now, what could be a good thing? Now, NASDAQ might tell us something. So basically, NASDAQ broke bearish out of this bull flag. This would be a bull flag, a positive thing. But we broke bearish out of it. Now, we got supported by a 200 daily close. It doesn't mean a whole lot. And we're actually finding resistance at this bull flag. Now, if we can break back in here and go about our day and break up, that would be very positive. But if we come back and we fall down into these ranges again, stocks are just not going to be the place to accumulate any kind of wealth for the next. Well, you're just not going to see any gains. It's a great time to probably start buying into some of these stocks, the strength stocks. I think likely we'll go sideways for a while, but according to Alessio Stani and a lot of other technical analysis, it's in a bearish zone right now. So it just doesn't look the best. Take a look at the Dixie. I think the Dixie is it still falling? Yeah, it's still falling. So that's good for Bitcoin. That's good for gold. And if we can continue a fall and get out of this. We don't want to be pulling up too much more. Gala Games had an incredible pump. Let's see how from, let's see right here. Yeah, it's like up 50-60%. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. I mean, it's taken a huge beating all the way down from almost $1, 80-90 cents. And then it's at 2 cents right now. I mean, this could be one of those 100x stories, something similar. It looks very similar to Cardano ADA last cycle. Now, Cardano ADA went down to, I think, 1 cent, 3 cents, and then it went to $3. Now, Gala, if it does well enough, this is why you diversify. You don't know which products will do it. But Gala looks like one of the best bang for buck situations. Now, if it does what Cardano did, I mean, $1,000 could turn into $100,000. So something to just, really keep an eye on. I think it's definitely worth. It's a good play. It's not, Gala Games is not just one game. It's an ecosystem of games, and it seems to they really have their act together. So I got to take my socks off. Let's see what else we got here. Take a look at Bitcoin. Do the 4 hour. I think the 4 hour is starting to look a little better. Like maybe it's going to try to build some momentum. We're not completely oversold on it, but you got to understand what we could end up facing is a little bit of a BART pattern. And I've talked about the BART patterns before. And basically, they just kind of do this thing, kind of like Bart Simpson, and then they BART down like that. And then maybe they'll come down again, and then it'll come back up. And that's something that we have to be prepared for. That would take us down to 27. It'd be better if it's held 30, but a lot of people are probably thinking, 30K is where it would bounce. But the way the market makers think and react, they like to tease the traders and make people think they're safe at 30, then they'll drop it down a couple $1,000s more to try to wipe out people and create fear. And that's one issue that we kind of have at the moment is, let's see if I can find it, in the Fear and Greed Index. This one, bear with me, I thought I had. Trading View. Interesting. We should have. I'm sorry. I don't know where that. I know where I'm at. Huh. Crypto Crown. Trying to remember the name of this. Crypto Crown, I think it is. Crown Crypto. I'm trying to think what the name of that would give me a good layout of where it went. Sorry. I was hoping to kind of get on that. Oh, we'll take a look at a few other things though first. Okay, so we're starting to look a little bit kind of too bullish on some of these indicators. So 75%, most people, so 75% of, I guess, the market is thinking we're bullish. That's just higher than I would hope. And we are starting to look a little real green here. This is probably the very beginning of the bull market. And we had 2 years of pretty much down and sideways. And the peak was back, what was that? It was October, November, and 2 years ago. So for a bull market to start now, that wouldn't be out of the question. That'd be pretty normal. It's still very much Bitcoin season though right now. So as Bitcoin, pretty much takes over dominance, it's more powerful. But you may want to try to start maybe edging into more altcoins, more risky positions, as the dominance will decrease. Like, we'll look at the Bitcoin dominance right now. It's in a bull flag. My previous targets for that were 60 to 68%, believe or not, 58 to 60%. Previous, I would say minimally this level here, 57, 58%, and we could go as far as 62. Let's see what the last topped out before on previous. Yeah. We'll just have to see. We'll have to see what it does. CRO token also had a good run. And I think CRO, I think it goes to $1 to a couple dollars, honestly. As long as Crypto.com survives and holds on to that arena, I think things are going to be looking real swell for them, honestly. And I'm still kind of curious as to what's going to happen with the stock market. I feel like the Fed has the keys to this ride, and all they have to do is start decreasing rates, which they may do soon, honestly. Maybe they're waiting for a bigger crash, or they may even start lowering the rates to try to, try to fix the interest rate situation, the debt to interest bubble that they pretty much created. They printed so much money. Like, what did they think was going to happen? Zilliqa, also a good move. 23 cents from, that's 10, 15x at least to its all-time high. I think this ecosystem is still alive, still going. Will it become a narrative? So, like, the coins that do very, very well will be the ones with the narratives. And I think why I think Crypto.com will do so well is because the name Crypto.com. They have a cool card. They have deals with Visa. They have partnerships. They have the arena. They do commercials, marketing. Crypto.com has their act together. So, they're going to be a contester against Coinbase. They're probably going to, I think they may be the next big thing. Maybe even compete with Binance. Binance is kind of the Asian version of Coinbase. And China's not going to let anything happen to, I don't think China's going to let anything happen to Binance. Even if Binance goes under or something, I think China's will take it over or something. Speculation, but yeah. This is the S&P. Looks terrible. If you look at other events, okay, where is this? This is 2018. Let's look at the weekly. This is the weekly. Yes, this is the. Yeah, this is COVID. Oops, didn't say that. Did not say that. It's too bad it doesn't go back further. I think at the very least, we're going to have a situation like this. Like, I believe they call this like a rate translation or a flat. I forget what they call it. But like something like this where we had one dip and then we get another slightly larger dip and then go up, that could happen. It just doesn't look great. Theta looked like Theta was going to start moving, then it kind of like meh. But Theta also looks like Cardano early on to show what Cardano did before last bull market. And look, there you go. Yeah, Theta looks a lot kind of like this, and Theta may have some more lows, but they could really start bulling up if we get some good fundamentals. It's like Algorand is breaking out. That looks pretty good. Might have to take a little more profit on Algorand, even though it's like nothing. It's gone nowhere. Like this coin may really start running. I'm just wondering if a lot of these coins are still going to sort of go sideways, or are they going to V-shape hard out of this? That's where I'm a little hesitant to get too excited because we could go up here and then fall back down again. But feeling a lot more optimistic with a lot of these coins right now. I'm optimistic about the bull market in general, but it can still be pretty volatile over the next few months. Like what happened in the previous bull market. Actually, what's happening here? Did I just see? Oh, that's something I'd already made. Okay. I was making sure that wasn't like I was making sure that wasn't some kind of I believe a gravestone doji or something like that. That this would be kind of a gravestone style doji, or that would be gravestone. But yeah, we want to be careful if we start seeing this rally, especially on the weekly. Dailies are good too, but if we start seeing this rally do a couple of peaks like this on the weekly, then we kind of know like these are heavy sell zones. They were heavy sell zones, so it's going to want to come back down and try to find where the buy zones are, and that's where these were. And then we went up, and then we had the scary thing that happened in March 2020, and that was kind of an outlier. I think this thing probably would have gone more like this had that not happened, as they all say, but you can never predict these things. So we had to understand that if we come up here, we could certainly come all down. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but we come up to here to like 38 to 42K, like I've been saying. We have to understand that we could go as far as 20 in January, February, or like, how much longer will everyone's talking about the stocks, but we might have a stock market rally in the next couple months until the Christmas rally, right? Christmas, Halloween rallies is usually what happens. And after that, though, the steam may start rolling out. If we get a rally up to this area in January, and then we come back down, that kind of fits with my time zone, timing of what I think may happen. I don't want to be too negative about anything. It just kind of makes sense to me what usually happens. Link has been making really good runs, but it is hitting resistance here. It's just probably a good point to look at, maybe taking some profits on Link or rolling them around to something else, because it may just pop up here for a while and fall back down to retest this base at about $7 or $8. I would call this with Link strong support buy zone. It's not going to be those exact numbers. It could also be between. It could also take the wicks. Some people use full body. Some people use the wicks. Talking about these. Here we go. Make that slightly different. But this would be the zone that I'd be looking at. Between $9 and $7, something like that. And it could even break down all the way back down here again. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think I'm feeling more bullish in this market. Just waiting to see what's going to happen with the stock market. NEAR is starting to break out. We are getting some volume. NEAR token lights up, 22% price surge in 7 days. A lot of the stronger altcoins are doing this. And just be careful jumping in on the big ones. Like Gala and Pepe, you may want to wait for some retracement. Gala will probably retrace. It's at 5. Where is it at right now? It's at 2 cents. You just may want to wait just for things to cool off just a tad bit. Maybe wait for, I don't want to say anything. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy on the internet who stares at charts and looks at crypto and blockchain, and maybe a little bit too much. I love that algo is popping up. That's great. That's awesome. In fact, I may have to make a move here in a second. But Injective has been just on a rip. I'd be very careful about getting into Injective right now. That thing has been ripping. Graph is moving up quick. That's great. IOTA, surprised it's still around. Solana has been a big runner. There's been big news there, I think. Solana, very well. I'm thinking it's going to go to $500 to $1,000 per coin. I think it's going. It's like Ethereum last cycle. Ethereum went from $80 to $4,000. I mean, so Solana doing 15 to 500 is certainly within the realm. Atom is starting to wake back up. Atom, a lot of these again, you can stake them for 15, 20%. Solana 7% on Atom, Atomic Wallet, and Exodus. Algorand, you could stake it. It's a little more complicated. I was meant to look into like how to stake it, and it's certainly worth it. I don't know. It's just a whole other thing. It looks like Theta. Pretty good run though. Awesome. Yeah, I need to check my portfolio. It looks like some of these guys have really been running. This Polymath, I don't know much about Polymath, but I see it all over the place. I'm kind of curious. I need to start getting on the ball with that. That's the daily pulse chain, ton, XRP. Kind of funny how the XRP XLM narrative kind of cooled off, but I think that's going to come back probably in the spring. You know, it looks like AI and Meta have started waking up again, so that might be one to look at. Let's see what else we got here. Need to history. Here we go. Okay, there we go. Crown trading. That's what I wanted to look for. All right. This was the one I was looking at. This is like some of the charts that I'm worried about. One of them is the Fear and Greed Index, 68. That's pretty high. It's pretty high. It's not the highest, but it's pretty high. Fear and Greed, again, very high. Open margin position, we are at previous. I don't know why I just refreshed. Yeah, open margins are at previous highs, so it's looking a little bit too hot. So it means a lot of people are in margin positions. That either could lead to a short squeeze or a long squeeze or a pullback to kind of wipe the leverage out. So at any point, I think we may have a big candle go down to like 29K, 30K, and it'll just reset this, and it could happen quick. We may kind of make a kind of a pattern like this stick up, and then it drops quick. Just be ready. Like when you start seeing it like overheat like this, it's looking a little bit concerning. Bitcoin dominance is redlining also. I think right now I'm looking to probably take some of Bitcoin going into more altcoin positions, at least like Ethereum. That's what I usually do. So just keep an eye out there. I was going to look at I know I looked at Bitcoin on let's look at the 1 hour. I'm just kind of curious. Is it looking, doesn't look too bad on the 1 hour. I just worry about a BART pattern forming, take us down to 29 or 30. And it would be very healthy, honestly. I think that would be good to recharge all the leverage. 4 hour. I like that pattern I drew. Yeah. And one more thing I want to check before I jump off here. Again, yeah, please click the likes, hit subscribe, leave a comment below. Love to have some feedback. Love to interact with whoever is watching, and take any suggestions as well. Let's see, total. That's what I'm looking for. I need to clean up this. All right, get the weekly on the total market cap. And we are at previous resistance, and we are kind of having a tough time jumping through it. So what may happen, again, we're kind of at a bit of a decision point. Either we're going to like pop through this, hit resistance somewhere else and fall, or we're going to continue hitting this resistance and fall down to like 1.1 trillion, 1.2 trillion, 1.4. Yeah, we're just kind of at that decision point. I think we might get a little bit of a scare. I think the markets are probably going to say something to us and freak us all out. Probably whatever they end up saying. My XRP will break all-time high first before Shiba Inu. I don't know about all that. Google barred. Trust anything with Google. Though Google did partner with HBAR in some kind of capacity. Market cap excluded BTCs. This is altcoins. Altcoins haven't not even begun to run. So we may get an altcoin run first before we get any kind of pullback with the total. It'd be nice to see 1.5 trillion by Christmas, something like that, and then we get a bull back down to 1.2 trillion. But I'm kind of imagining we're probably hit between 7 and 10 trillion in this market cap. I mean, it's possible to go to like 20 trillion. I don't think that's completely going to happen, but it's possible. We may really start running. So we'll check back in tomorrow, though. I got to check my position. Some of these coins are really running. I want to make some moves. But Atom looks real good. That's one of my picks. 22% dividend rewards on Atom and Exodus, Atomic and Exodus. So great wallets, decentralization. Take your wallets off. Take your crypto off exchanges if you're not using it. I think Coinbase and Crypto.com are somewhat safe, but I don't think anything is safe after being screwed by Voyager and Celsius. So be careful. It's your money, Don't trust anybody. Even if they say FDIC, honestly. Voyager was, just an example, Voyager was boasting about how they were FDIC insured, like, blah, 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 and that was complete. They were lying. It's just a despicable thing. This Stephen Ehrlich was the CEO. The guy, evil. Anyway, that's it for me today. We'll check back in tomorrow. Peace.